Today I will be making cottage pie, also known as shepherd's pie, and raspberry pudding, which are both old Elizabethan recipes that come from a time of Shakespeare. Cottage pie is a term that was introduced in 1971 when the poor brought in the potato as an edible crop that was now an accessible item to them. The dish was established as a way to use up leftover meats of any kind. Raspberry pudding was a treat enjoyed by the Elizabethans, which would be known today as one of our desserts. What was tricky for me in this raspberry pudding recipe is that it calls for a type of cream that is only available in Britain. So I had to find a way to make my own, and I'm hoping for a good outcome. I got both of my recipes from elizabethan-era.org.uk. When you hear Shakespeare, what do you think?
I think of once when I was in elementary school and there were these group of kids and they were doing the Shakespeare play about them and they were like putting potions in and stuff and my friend forgot her line and it was pretty bad.
Alright. So this was in kindergarten?
Not kindergarten, it was probably in 3rd or 4th grade.
So they were practicing Shakespeare in 3rd or 4th grade?
Yes.
Were you practicing?
No, it was like a certain group of kids that got to go out and like practice and stuff, but I wasn't one of that group.
Very interesting. Have you ever seen a Shakespeare movie or read one of his plays?
Yes, I've seen a Romeo and Juliet movie of Shakespeare.
What did you think?
I thought it was pretty interesting and different about all the different ways they talk and stuff.
Was it hard to understand?
Kind of.
Yeah, but could you grasp what was going on by watching them?
Yes.
Yeah. Would you look forward to learning about Shakespeare if you had to do it in the future, like in high school?
Well, there are many different answers that I could answer to that, but probably pretty much because you get to learn the different kind of stuff that went on in our history and about the different plays and like the different thoughts that were going through Shakespeare's mind and the different kind of stories that there are.
Do you think his plays are things that really took place or something that he made up?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what that one would be. I think maybe some of them he could have made up. Maybe some of them he could have been off of real stuff or based off a true story. But I don't know.
All right. Have you ever tried a Elizabethan meal before tonight?
Not that I can remember, but I can remember having shepherd's pie, but it was like, I don't know, like not meant for Shakespeare.
So did this cottage pie remind you of shepherd's pie?
Yes, it did.
Yes. What did you think of it?
I thought it was very tasty and very yummy and flavorful.
What was your favorite part?
Probably the mashed potatoes and the vegetables all mixed together.
What was your least favorite?
The least favorite was probably probably the, I don't have a least favorite.
That's okay.
Okay.
What did you think of the raspberry pudding?
I think the raspberry pudding was good. It was very sweet and very different.
What was your favorite part of it?
My favorite part was the pink mixture,
Okay.
like the main pudding
What was your
part.
least favorite?
Least favorite was probably the white stuff, the cream in the middle.
What did the texture remind you of?
The texture reminded me of a smoothie or of like tapioca or something.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
When you hear of Shakespeare, what do you think? What do you think of?
Well, Shakespeare kind of makes me think of like a chocolate shake or something like that.
Okay. You don't think of like sword fighting or anything?
No.
Romeo and Juliet, nothing?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Have you ever seen a Shakespeare movie or read one of his plays?
I don't think I have ever, but I might have. I don't know.
Okay. Have you ever seen one when I was watching one?
No.
No? Okay. If you had to read a play or watch a movie in the future, like when you're in high school, would you be excited?
I'd be a little excited and a little not excited
Why would you be excited?
because like I like acting and stuff like that kind of acting stuff.
Why would you not be excited?
Well, I don't really like doing like projects and stuff, but I like acting, so.
Okay. Have you ever tried a meal from the Elizabethan time before tonight?
No.
Okay. What did you think of the cottage pie?
Well, the cottage pie, like, I really like the mashed potatoes and the meat put together, and like I liked how it was like all mixed together and not like just peas and then corn and then carrots. I liked how it was like mixed together.
Okay, and what was your least favorite part?
Probably the carrots.
The carrots? Okay. What did you think of the raspberry pudding?
The raspberry pudding, I liked like how there was like the chunks of raspberry in it and like it was creamy. I liked it.
Yeah, what was your least, was there a least favorite part?
No.
No, what did the texture remind you of?
The texture reminded me of like a strawberry shake.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you. Shakespeare, what do you think?
I think of medieval times where you go watch and they joust with horses and stuff.
All right. Have you ever seen a Shakespeare movie or read one of his plays?
I've seen a little bit, like a little clip of one of the movies before.
What did you think?
It was difficult to understand, but it was good.
Do you look forward to having to read a play or watch one of his films in high school?
Yeah, we're gonna read Romeo and Juliet soon, so I'm excited.
Yeah, what are you looking forward to?
I don't know. I've seen some Romeo and Juliet. I've heard good things about it, so.
Are you worried about understanding the dialogue?
A little bit, because he uses like a different way of speaking.
Yes. Have you ever tried a meal from Elizabethan time before today?
I think so. I don't really know. At medieval times they give you food. I think it's from that time. Maybe.
Did you like it there?
Yeah, it was good. It was weird. They didn't give you spoons and we had soup. So.
Oh, yes. What did you think of tonight's cottage pie?
It was good. It was very flavorful, and I like how everything was mixed together well.
What was your least favorite part?
I didn't really have a least favorite part. It was all good.
What did you think of the raspberry pudding?
It was interesting. Wasn't
Yeah.
my favorite.
Okay. What was your least favorite part about it?
The texture probably.
What did it remind you of?
Cottage cheese, because I don't like cottage cheese.
Oh, yeah. What was your most favorite part?
The raspberries on top.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Shakespeare, what do you think?
I think medieval times type stuff.
Okay.
Like old sword fighting and knights and metal like uniforms so you can
Right.
fight. Yeah.
Okay, like when you go to medieval times
Yeah.
and you watch it? Okay.
Yeah. You know, horse fighting, jousting. I saw a movie once, The Knight's Tale. It was like medieval times, but it was mixed in with some like modern day stuff. But yeah.
Have you ever seen a Shakespeare movie or read a play?
Yes.
What movie?
I saw a Romeo and Juliet version. It was more of a modern day version with Leonardo DiCaprio in it.
Okay, and what did you think of it?
It wasn't my cup of tea, but it was neat. You know, just watching the way that everybody interacts in those films.
Was it hard for you to understand?
Yeah, it was challenging just following the story because you're not really sure what they're talking about, so you kind of have to dissect just the language that they're using.
Okay. If you had to read a play or watch a movie, would you be excited?
That's a good question. That's not, like I said, it's not really my cup of tea, but I mean, I think it'd be fun to explore that a little bit. So I guess it could be exciting.
Would you want to learn about it?
Sure.
Understand it more?
Yeah, I mean, it's something where obviously literature is important in history, and you know, looking at that, it might be a good challenge to read into it, and obviously there's something there because people are very into it.
Okay. Have you ever tried a Elizabethan meal before today?
No, I don't believe so.
What did you think of the cottage pie?
Oh, it's good. Yeah, it was very like earthy. You know, it had mashed potatoes and the meat, and then it had like a hint of garlic. It was very good, and all the vegetables and everything. It wasn't one of the like the more modern meals. A lot of taste. It was more like an earthy meal.
What was your least favorite part?
I'm not a big fan of peas, so I mean it's still mixed in well. I really didn't taste them that much, but yeah, peas.
Okay. And what did you think of the raspberry pudding?
That was great. Yeah.
What was your favoriteest part?
I like the topping on it. There's a little bit like it with the raspberries instead of the little chunks of raspberry. That was good. I just think that it worked good together overall.
What did the texture remind you of?
It was like a yogurt, like a very sweet yogurt.
Both of the dishes that I cooked came from around the mid-17th to 18th century. As I previously mentioned, the cottage pie that I made was introduced in 1791, and it basically consisted of any pie that contained a meat matched with a potato. I found this dish to be much like shepherd's pie, which I am fairly familiar with. However, the term shepherd's pie did not appear until 1877, and since then it has been used simultaneously with cottage pie. Furthermore, the term shepherd's pie actually refers to using lamb as the meat because a shepherd looks after their sheep. So now that it has been brought to my attention that after all these years of cooking shepherd's pie, I have actually been making cottage pie because I do not use lamb as my meat. As for the raspberry pudding, it can be referred to as a fool, which is an English dessert that traditionally consisted of some type of fruit, and the earliest known recipe dates back to the mid-17th century. Usually the fruit fool is made by folding pured stewed fruit, classically gooseberries, into sweet custard, just like in my recipe. In the more modern days, we tend to use whipped cream to replace having to make this custard. The word fool is used as the name of this fruit dessert is not clear. One theory is that it derives from the French verb fouler, meaning to crush or to press.